right, now welcome to the Go Through Podcast.
Yep.
I'm your host, Steppa.
I'm your host, Deacon Jones.
Yes, sir. We got a special guest in here today.
Butta.
Yes, sir. Butta in the house.
He in the house, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
yes,
what I'm talking about,
sir.
man.
Man, Butta here,
Yeah,
man.
man. This is how we do this here, man.
You know, this episode of Go Through Podcast, man, you know, we're going to talk about just, you know, like a real situation with just, you know, living with HIV and, you know, just the stigma around it and processing that whole thing. And, you know, Butta's here. He's going to open up about that situation and give us some details and, you know, just some stuff around just to educate people on that. Because that's a, you know, important subject that we deal with in our community.
Yeah. That's something that really need to be, you know, talked about. Absolutely. Especially, like you said, in our neighborhood, our community, man. Absolutely. Because a lot of us is blind to the fact of it just, no, I want to stay away and, you know what I mean? You're looking at people weird and you treating them different and because you don't got the education.
You don't got the education. You don't got the education.
What's really going on. So, you know, that's why, you know, we got Buttermouth.
Yes, sir. And here to tell us, man.
Yeah, that's why
I'm here, man.
You know,
Man, to make it straight, man.
All right.
You know?
All right. Man. So tell us, like, so how did you, you know, find out that you was HIV positive? Like, how did all that come about?
You know, being using drugs, you know, and dealing with the whole opium crisis, you know, throughout my life, you know, I grew up around Westland Street.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I come out of Canes Park, if people familiar with that. I used to be on Garden Street.
Yeah, right there.
And I found out by observance because the circle that I was with was dying, you know.
Okay.
And in the early part of the 80s, you know, when the epidemic hit, it hit hard, you know. And back then, as we know, in the early part, people was taking a lot of cocktails. And when I say cocktail, that means a variety of medications to deal with HIV and everything, you know. Mm-hmm. And although it had been around for a long time, it was just being publicized because it started hitting a particular community and it started infecting them. It had already been in our community and been around for a range of years. Nobody really could trace when AIDS or HIV had came in or anything like that. You know, because you just didn't know what it was until they put a name to it.
Yeah, because at first they were saying like just the gay, in the gay community.
It was just, you know, like, you know, you had to be faggot or something like that for it to be AIDS to be a problem. But that ain't the case. Like, people been shooting drugs and people been homosexual for years, you know, for the ages, and so it can't possibly just be something traced from two men or anything like that. You know, so the stigma being that it was so new was hard for a person to accept, because when I started seeing a lot of the people that I used to shoot drugs with and share needles with started falling off, I knew that, well, damn, you know, why it ain't hit me or nothing like that, or why I ain't finding out. But the truth was, I never went and got tested because I didn't want what I already knew.
But let me ask you something.
What's happening?
Continue. The thing is, you said sharing needles. When you share, like, y'all actually, like, somebody will shoot up, their blood is still be, like, y'all try to clean it, or was it just, I shoot, all right, hon, you use my...
Or it's like you passing the piece. We smoke it,
Yeah.
No,
like
when they saying sharing the needles and stuff like that, they mean like coming out the same cooker.
Okay.
The same cotton. Nobody, in instances...
What's the cooker for people who watching and they don't know what...
That's what you put the heroin in to cook it.
Okay.
You know, some people might use a bottle cap top or spoon, you know, and that's the cooker because you cooking it, you know.
Okay.
Back then. It done changed now that people ain't even really putting fire to it no more, anything like that, because of the advancement of drugs. And now with the fentanyl craze, you know, you're not going to put no fire on it or anything like that. But sharing needles and stuff, literally people would, after you use a needle, I would use it, so your blood.
It's the blood still in there. Okay.
So they don't clean it.
Yeah.
You can't even clean the needle.
Even if you could clean it, it's still sharing. You ain't going to be able to clean away the bacteria and the drug, and what's the stuff that causes. So does it
actually be blood inside the needle?
It could be. You can't, you can't stop it.
But you won't see it.
You won't see it.
Like, well, I'm gonna ask you this because would it be like, okay, you shooting up, and would it be, man, it's needle in there. I mean, it's blood in there.
Back then they wouldn't even care.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't care because when you
just don't care.
You getting high.
I think it's because you sick. You just don't care.
You could be educated. You got dudes that are educated and still would be sharing needles and stuff. Because
they won't get high.
They want to get high.
Yeah, getting high. And that's a whole different show. Why we make those decisions and stuff
absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
But I was in the penitentiary when I found out, and one of my friends had just found out, and he came back, and he was like crying, and we was on Enfield Farm, and I was playing chess with him, and I was like, damn, man. And he hit me with, well, you ain't go get tested. What's up with you? I mean, I don't been with you. We don't say, man, you better go and do you. And me, I didn't hit him with, well, you done found out about yourself, so what you trying to put it off on me? I already knew.
Did you feel the way that your body? Did you feel like before you found out or whatever? Before you go to take, did you feel something?
No, you don't. You
didn't feel anything.
You don't know. There's no.
You just knew from the circle.
From the circle.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. How could I not? When I'm one of the worst ones,
Okay, got you.
I'm damn near the leader of the pack, so to speak.
Yeah.
But what saved me was jail.
Okay.
Because when I went to jail and I was gone for so long, I didn't have the drug life to take me down and tear me up, So I didn't help the situation along, what I'm saying, to take me out, because you got a lot of people that even though you in the HIV stage, it's not the HIV, it's when you go to become an AIDS patient, then it's just like your body has no more fight.
Yeah.
While you in the HIV stage, your body can fight off,
Okay.
It's not until you become an AIDS patient that it's over.
It's over.
That they tell you, well, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
See, what people don't understand is that HIV is not what kills you, It's that it breaks down your immune system so other things can kill you.
Exactly.
You don't have no fight in you no more. And a lot of people that didn't take the time to stay vigilant on their medications, because of the drugging and stuff, was killing themselves.
Okay.
So back then it was when was the 90s you found out? All right, so in the 90s they had like you said, it was a cocktail, it was a lot of drugs you had to take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they used to give shots before, A lot of the things that I seen, from the older generation and brothers that was on drugs. Like the first time it affected my family was with my cousin,
Okay.
And Bowie just didn't want to stay vigilant as far as back then you had to actually change your lifestyle. It wasn't, he was still using drugs, still running wild, still in that same environment. And I want to make this clear. You become a possible to be infected just by the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And in that lifestyle, selling drugs, using drugs, even soliciting prostitution put you at risk for HIV.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's the lifestyle, you know, because it's not a thing that we looked at it 2 dudes now, you're going to catch HIV. No, you can catch it anyway. Like to say, now me sitting up here saying, yo, I caught the virus because I was using drugs through intravenous, you feel me? Really, I can't say that. I don't know, really can trace where I got it. I'm just giving you most likely it had to come from the circle.
Yeah, that you.
Yeah. But who to know who I laid up with?
Yeah.
Who's to know what? You know?
Yeah.
It's just nobody has the right to say how they trace it and what you can do. If you was in an environment that promotes this, and it's likely that you could catch this, then it becomes a great chance of you getting it based on your lifestyle, you know, and you being around it. But like I said, you know, when I found out, it was like a wake up. Okay, mouth, you know what's going on, you know. And the only problem with it was that you could never tell if Butta had it because Butta was always in jail. And always, you know, when I'm in jail, I work out, you know.
Okay.
There's no more such thing as a look to HIV.
Yeah.
Only AIDS, you know, because when you get in the stage of AIDS, you know, you got a certain look that you get, you know, somebody knows something. It's either cancer, you know, it's either cancer or that. And a lot of people use cancer as an escape.
Oh, it's crazy you said that because I was thinking that, and I seen somebody put that up there. That a lot of there's people out here that's saying it's cancer, but it's actually HIV or AIDS that they actually have. Like, because again, it's the stigma around AIDS that make it. Somebody rather say cancer than to say AIDS because AIDS got like this stigma around it, like it's nasty or it's like it's super scary. You know what I'm saying? And
crazy thing about it right now, cancer take you out more than AIDS right now. At this point, well, I know it seems like it just really is, unless a bunch of people just lying. Saying, but, you know what I mean? A lot you hear more about. You don't even hear about. I can't even
you don't
tell
even
you
hear.
Unless I knew somebody had it or something like that, or somebody just came and told me, "Yo, I'm sick." You don't hear nothing about it like back then. You heard.
Yeah.
You don't overhear nothing.
Yeah,
girl
true.
Get mad. She don't say, that's why you probably got. Hey, remember back in the day, your girl get mad. She say, man, you sick. You out here messing with all these girls. You don't even hear that no more.
There's nothing no more. You know,
it's like a common cold now.
It done been, I think, you know, eventually, you know, not being on no conspirative view or nothing like that, they'll get ready to say, okay, well, we got the cure. Here you go. You know, but for right now, we just gonna keep it in a stage where we can control it and monitor it before we just tell y'all we know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for social purposes, you know, how our society being run. So we already know they do things not ordinary people would do. Just for a reason, you know?
True.
With the pandemic and all this that's going on in the world, we already know things being pulled over on us. You know, that's just the way the world is going.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is with acceptance, you know, with a person.
Yeah.
Because you got people that don't understand that when you get HIV, you either gonna fight for your life or you just give up. And because of the stigma that other people that don't have it put out there from being scared, you know, like, and you can't blame a person. You know, it's like, you know, we only get certain type of information in our community. You know, they give it to us at times when they feel that we need it. And so we become ignorant in our way of dealing with each other. You know, so what we would normally do in a situation, we wouldn't. You know, it's become a trend now. I'm going to just follow this other person.
Okay,
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
because we tear each other down, not knowing why we tearing each other down.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't have certain type of information that's being provided to us. You know, a lot of our information.
I remember in the beginning, the stages as far as like in the beginning, far as from my era, when it was a thing like, man, you got HIV.
Yeah,
it's serious, right?
Yeah.
And I can remember times where once you find out somebody got it, and it could a lot of times it could have been a rumor. You know how many times girls got mad at me and said, "Man, you out here, you sick," but later on that night, you done said that, but we laid up raw diggity and all that.
Yeah,
but
you just straight raw meat, but you just said,
but you just told me, I was just playing, but not even realizing what she was.
I'm gonna say the first thing that I know gonna tear you down. I know, and this is something worse because if you got this or you dealing with this,
nobody gonna wanna.
Nobody gonna wanna deal with you. Yeah. But yet you find out people who got HIV. You been like, damn, I said this to him 30 years ago, and this brother ain't dead or sister ain't dead. And they looking better, and then just as soon as something, you get a common cold or flu or something get wrong with you, a person say, "Oh, he must got HIV."
That's
the lost weight.
It was crazy.
You can't even lose weight.
No,
you can't at all.
Lose weight
you
because
lose weight
somebody gonna say you sick or something. You know,
it definitely scared me. We got an episode called. What episode we did? Scared of the HIV test.
No, it was the one we talking about how men need to go to the hospital.
That's what I'm saying.
But we
were talking about how we were so scared to go take it because just hearing it. So when you heard it, back up a little bit, brother. So when you actually they came back and told you, look, you know, you were positive. Like, did you was like, did it like break you down right then, or did you take it like, okay?
Well, you know, the nurse called me. You know, ID nurse, infectious disease nurse.
Okay.
Called me and said, "Mr. Lewis, actually, I did not take a test. They actually did it illegally. Back in the days, when you used to go to prison, every time you went in, they take blood from you. And draw blood from you. They don't do that now. You know. But a lot of practices they used to do to us, which was illegal, they was seeing where you was at. You know, taking your blood. You didn't have to take an AIDS test. Believe me, they already had took one on you.
Yeah.
You know? Call me. I'm a living proof. Call me and told me. I said, I didn't sign up and take no test. Well, your last blood work, it was also tested for this. And, you know, we letting you know that, Mr. Lewis, you have HIV. Okay. I had already conquered my fears.
The fear on it.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't let this be something that'll damage me in the penitentiary.
Take me out.
And take me out. I got to beat this straight off the top. You know?
Got you.
And maybe it's because I'm a little bit more, I'm going to say analytical. You know, I like to look into things more. You know, I like to do a lot of research.
But hold up. What's that word mean?
Analytical.
Analytical.
I'm asking what it means.
Look more into things, you know, be very informative about things.
Okay. All right. I mean, I like to know.
I hear you. That's why I just
I like to learn.
Nothing wrong with that, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know.
No, what you mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because how you hit me in a liquid, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was trying.
I got you. You know
now. I know now.
I'm saying. The socks you got, I don't think you know that word.
Hey, man.
And sometimes it needs to be explained on a show like this, too.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people probably won't comprehend.
Yeah,
what
true.
You know, I wanted to say, I was trying to pick the word. I didn't want to be too articulate, you know, and a person don't understand what we're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why when you say a big word on the show, even though we all probably understand what it's saying, but I like just in case that we got a viewer and they don't understand, because this information right here is so important that I don't want nobody to miss nothing. This is education. So I don't want nobody to miss or don't understand.
Google.
You know what I mean?
And so
they could Google the word.
Right. And now I couldn't let that take me out, you know, down in the stigma of it. Maybe it could be because of my personality, who I am as a person, that, you know, I'm a little bit more open. But I said, before I let people tear me down and tear my character down, You know, I ain't gonna give him a chance to do that because I don't need you to say nothing about Butta that Butta can't say about itself. You know, I'm gonna take the power away from people to have over me. You know, this is one more fight that I gotta fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And I think a lot of that comes from my mother, you know, and going to her first. The first person I had to tell was my mother, you know, you know.
So you was in there.
I was in jail.
And you called and told your mother.
So then they don't tell. I heard that they when you find out you got.
No, they didn't do that. That's the stigma. That's a stigma.
Oh, that's when you get caught. Them boys, they do that.
Well, I never got caught with a boy
because when my uncle had got that, and they called my grandmother to let the fan like that's how she knew. The people in the jail
knew that he got caught messing with another guy and.
I don't know what he was doing, but I was, you know what I'm saying?
But with the HIPAA law out and everything,
but I'm talking about like back then. That's how he ain't call and say,
you know. They didn't, you know, they not legally. They can't do that.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah.
But we know the practices of what we heard about how they used to do it. I'm not going to sit up and say, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of things they did, they wasn't supposed to do
anyway.
You know?
Yeah.
But do I know of them where I'm not going to sit up and say that they did that because I don't know of no instances that I can say that I definitely know.
Yeah.
But them practices was done. You know, especially with dudes messing with dudes in the penitentiary, you know, calling home and telling their family, you know, because logically, I mean, why would you do that? You know, why would you call somebody parents and, you know, telling them all this and all, you know, it just didn't make no sense. But then again, we finding out a lot of things they did
that wasn't
didn't
right.
make no sense,
you
know?
Yeah.
But in a sense, I called home and told my mother, you know, and she was like, well, I'm going through my mother was going through cancer, you know, I'm going through something worse than that. This is just another fight you had to fight because it's a result of your behavior, Kenny.
Okay.
So now deal with it, you know, consequences of your actions. But don't let this tear you down. You still who you are.
That's
you know,
some grassland.
don't let nobody have power over you.
Yeah.
So that's when I said I'm gonna beat everybody to the punch. You feel me? No, I didn't go around and say, you know, to everybody suspicions of what they were saying behind my back. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just cleared it up, you know. But I shared that personal information with people that I consider my friend. You know? Because if I'm cool with you and you close to me as friends, that's something you need to know.
Okay.
You know? I don't believe a person should keep something like HIV and because it was the stigma that was attached to it away from people that they could say they love or was cool with, you know? You shouldn't hold something back like that because then a person would say, well, damn, you didn't even give me a fair chance to see if I want to deal with you or not.
Yeah.
The one thing I always joke about to myself is say that, you know, HIV helped me get a lot of phony people out of my life. You know, phony friends, you know. It kicked them away. The real ones is going to remain there. You know, and that's what I need in my life. Because eventually down the line, when medications become available to stop HIV from turning into AIDS and stuff like that, people are starting to come around, you know? And I had was just into my dean at that time. I was Muslim.
Okay.
And I had already knew through, you know, just growth that things get better, you know?
Yeah.
You got to come from improper to proper. You don't go from proper to improper. You know, growth is from improper to proper. You know, you learn how. You got to go through trial. So that's all it was, you know? Don't let it beat you down. Eventually, it'll get better, you know? But the first thing a person ain't going to do is be able to think that he could tear me down with some information that he thinks that I'm holding back or anything like
or
that.
Just anything in that matter. Because people do that regardless. It could be anything. You could tell a person, yo, my father used to bust me in the head when I was younger. Y'all get into an argument, but that's what your father used to. So, you know what I mean?
Using what you got to get. But at the time when you found, did you have a girlfriend out in the, like a girlfriend you had to tell, like, babe, look, this is.
But hold up before you start, because I just want to bring this to the table. When I remember when we was locked up, and you know, you working out hard. Cause I told you my boy Butta get big.
Oh, he get big.
Yeah,
like,
he get big.
He come with it.
Yeah, he come with it. He come with it. I give it to him. He come with it.
Amazing.
Home wearing the littlest. He wear the littlest.
Oh, here we go.
Shirts.
Littlest
in the world.
Okay.
On purpose.
Poom poom shirts.
Poom poom of the shirts.
Yo, poom poom shirts.
Thong poom poom shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. So he come through. You know what I mean? He got the wall.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. He got the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? He come.
Yeah.
I mean. Every time you walk up on you, everything got to be cut. Come on, bro. You know, we don't move like that.
Oh, okay.
But him,
I
mean, he come like this. He coming like this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I'm saying, so that's like the first time that we met for us to be you talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's how we kicked it. We used to EA night, but he used to work, because he know about working out. We young, we ain't really know like that. So he's showing we working, we doing it. And I remember one day he probably took like, I'm gonna say maybe a month.
Okay.
And it was me and Marley. That's his name, Marley.
Oh, you talking about Marley? Oh, okay, Marley.
That's what's his name? Something. Yeah. And so I remember when you stopped, he just bust out. I mean, we was all sweat, getting big, everything. And we was just, I don't know how we came up, but I think he just like, yo, I'm HIV positive. And I always respected him. He had to tell me that, and then they didn't even care if I knew or not. You know what I mean? Because that was my boy anyway.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I always remember, and I respected the fact that he just did it.
Yeah.
Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he could tell. I never looked at him different. Man, we ate out the same bowl. You know, sometimes people be, man, home. I ain't eating. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We done ain't nothing. I never treat him no different. And I definitely ain't gonna throw nothing like that. And we wasn't like that anyway. I'm not doing that. But I always respected the fact that he did that, and that's why that's my boy. He can tell you we've been tight since that time we first met, and it been the same. And it always been the same no matter what. Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't nobody even come to him on the low and be like, yo, dude, Sean told me you was sick. None of that, because I'm not doing. But my point is, the reason why I brought that up, because I remember when he said the people that he loved, he tell them. You know what I mean? I remember we was in the middle of working out, we all sweaty, swole, amped up, swole. Then he was like, he broke the ice, like, yo, I'm HIV positive, and man, we ain't me and Marley. It wasn't no
and the thing
different.
But
he kept it real, so that's why I wanted to bring that up, because he said that.
I was dealing, and I was saying, yo, I see the young dudes, they like me, And I know the stigma that I got in penitentiary. We ain't gonna get into that about, the type of person I am in jail. People definitely gonna go to them and try to tear me down behind my back. They ain't gonna do it too much in my face. Scared that I'm probably gonna react or whatever,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I came to these dudes out of realness. Like I don't like to just talk about it. Like if anybody that get to know me, once you get to know somebody, they know that I like to build. I like to talk. I just don't talk, bullshit all day.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen with me. You know, despite what you might think about my character, son. I like to joke around and stuff like that. But when you make friends with somebody, and you see that they look up to you for a little advice, I need to put my whole cards on the table.
Okay.
Because I need to give you a fair chance to say, well, I'm going to stay away from this dude, or not. So when you find out when somebody come behind my back, if they did or didn't, you could say, man, this dude came to me first,
Yeah.
So I was killing the chances of a lot of haters taking away two people that I felt was good in my life, at that time.
Okay.
But at the same time, this is who I am. Because if I tell you I'm a real dude, I want you to be able to say, well, one of the realest things he did, you can't tell me nothing about this dude. This dude was real with me from the start. Like I'm saying. But I'm not blaming a lot of dudes that don't have it in them to do a move like that. I'm not telling them to take what I did and and incorporate it into them, but that's just who Kenny Lewis is. You know? And that was a moving time. I was very emotional when I did that with Dushan and them.
Oh, okay.
Got it out of the way. And that was a practicing stage for me.
But then I want to know, did we ever make you feel? For me, did I ever, after you did that, did I ever make you? Did I change up on you any type of way?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because sometimes people do stuff not knowing.
Yeah.
The fact that, because I remember every time, and I remember when we used to be going and when we eating and stuff together, and I said the enemy trying to play, I said, man, I'm not doing my boy Butta like that. Yeah. You want this? Or let me get some of that. Because like you said, it boils down to education. I mean, I'm not gonna catch nothing because I got some chips out his bowl. But that's the ignorant that a lot of people think of because they don't know, the education part about it.
And the beautiful thing about it is that I saw the type of character you had. That's why where you at in your life now, I appreciate that because we talked about everything that we doing now. Even with us sitting here and doing this, like he told you earlier, we had already talked about this. So I had
we just had to get there.
I had already seen what type of personality that you had anyway to handle a move like that. And that's why I did that. If I didn't think that maybe he might not handle it, mathematically I wouldn't have. I wouldn't even have wasted my time or anything like that. But as I was saying, it was practice for me because it gave me confidence, that I'm somebody, even though despite HIV, I'm still confident in what Butta could do because HIV never stopped me from doing anything, even with the ladies. I want to get back.
Oh yeah, the question. Yeah,
with the girls. And no, I didn't have to tell no girl. I didn't have no girl to tell at the time or nothing like that. Because like I told you, I was in prison. I was in prison for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't have no female to tell or anything like that. But the female I was with, I had already laid that out on the table. You know what I'm saying? And
when you someone after you found out the female you got with after you knew
any female I deal with, that's got to be put on the table.
Oh, you let her
off the top.
Off the top. Yeah.
At that time, only thing when you were in jail back at that time, it was only just writing girls. Wasn't no real relationship with nothing like that or dealing with no. I'm in penitentiary. I had been in penitentiary for a couple years already. So really, I didn't have to do that. It was just like any female that I got involved with deeply, and what started coming to see me or felt like it was anything, then I would share that.
Did it ever turn some of them away after you tell them like, I can't do that, but
I done been through that, but here's the thing, I stayed in my circle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I stayed in my circle, and when I'm saying I stayed in my circle, I dealt with a lot of women that were going through what I was going through.
Okay. Got you.
Because I didn't never want to be said that Butta did my sister dirty.
Yeah.
Or Butta did this girl dirty. or anything like that because I can't see myself doing that. You know, now that's me.
Yeah.
And the problem with that whole thing is that I hate a lot of dudes that be, you know, doing that to sisters, and a lot of sisters, and it's more sisters that do it to a lot of men.
So it's more sisters, you saying, living with HIV that give it to men.
I'm saying it's more sisters that don't tell.
Yeah.
Oh, that don't tell they got it.
They don't tell they got it. See, you could go and the spread of HIV, you know, is more to get it from a woman than a dude dropping it off.
It's easier to get it from a woman.
Yeah.
Than
a man. Than a man just going around and you know he just endlessly going up. And women, it's not like that. It's more of, you know, you being playing safe.
He hummed.
Why you was humping?
Oh, he hummed.
It's more safe. No, I'm just asking, you know, body language. You know, I just wondering with the of dealing with a female that don't know it, because it's a major problem, you know. And I'm gonna say this that's going on is that brothers need to stop thinking that you soliciting these bras for head or going up in these girls. And a lot of prostitutes, aunties or whatever y'all want to call them or whatever, that's running around and working these shots. Y'all taking a turn, y'all playing with Russian roulette. Because 9 out of 10 of them are sick.
So I just want y'all to know, you know, on the Go Through podcast, man, you know, we getting, you know, this is deep to me. This is deep. And we really want educational part. You know, we ain't doing this for no other reason but education, so we could get past this, so we can move forward, and just so we can know how to deal with these situations when they do come our way. And then hopefully it'll get you to think different or make different moves. You know, so I just wanted to put that out there, man, that, you know, this is a real subject. And you heard what he just says. A lot of brothers and sisters out doing the most.
Yeah. And you notice because y'all, when you contract HIV, it's certain programs and stuff that y'all all have to go in and go get help and whatever how that world works. So you see people.
How would you know? In the beginning, who's who?
Okay, in the beginning, it wasn't a lot of information for us, you know. But in the last 20 years, 25 years, as the advancement on medications grew, so did information, you know, that was available, you know.
Okay.
A lot of funding through the Ryan White Foundation, you know, helping people, you know, a lot of addicts that live with HIV, you know, a lot of movements help to educate people on the differences of HIV and AIDS, you know, so people wouldn't become too scared of dealing with people, or, you know, just because you don't know. You know?
Yeah.
And at least in our community in the last 25 years, it helped us to learn and not, you know, put a lot of unnecessary labels or treat people any bit different that's living with HIV. Because a lot of people, you know, do a lot of people injustice because they put tags on people, you know. Just look at a person, she's sick, she's sick.
She's sick,
you know? And a lot of time when you hear a person always talking about somebody, he's sick, that's because they sick they self. You know, not saying that's necessarily true, but we know instances of that happening. And it happens a lot in our community. You know what I'm saying? But our community is being ravaged by the virus because of our lifestyle and our new type of trends we like to follow, you know, especially with the young ladies being more open now. You know, the sharing of different girls. You know, going around not. You know, a lot of us say we use protective systems, but I'm a man.
Yeah,
you a man. You know, we know what it is in the hood. A lot of times when it's on,
you slip up.
You're bluffing.
I ain't putting this on. I'm about to bust her down.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta feel this joint. I gotta feel this. You know, now you take it off. Now you
may
skinny
start
dipping.
off.
Yeah, you know, and there we have it. You know, and it's being passed around, and a lot of people don't want to go get tested.
Because they scared.
You know, because they scared. But you know, they tell us on TV now. You know. We hear on TV now that you know, as long as your partner taking a pill, if you got HIV,
you can't even spread it.
You can't spread it. You can have kids if you're undetected. I've been in the undetected stage for about 30 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you go get tested, undetected means they can't see the virus in your blood.
It's not enough antibodies to make a good, you know, to see it.
Oh, okay.
But it's done been seen in me. I have it. But it's not enough antibodies to do nothing because I was afforded the chance to get on the new medications. I've been on several medications, you know.
And some is worse than others, right?
Yes, they are.
The side effects and stuff of it.
But because jail took away of me speeding the process up, you know, because I was in jail, you know, I missed a whole decade. You know?
Okay. You was in jail for that long.
Yeah, I missed the whole decade, the whole 90s. You know?
Okay.
And that time, I wasn't out there in the life, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't still shooting drugs. And, you know, Hep C kill and hepatitis take more people out than AIDS. You know, HIV don't take nobody out. You know what I'm saying? But hepatitis is worse. Than HIV.
Hepatitis. You know? And what is that exactly? Hepatitis.
Hep C.
Hep C, what is that?
Hep C, Hep B, and Hep A.
Oh, okay.
Now the Hep C, they got vaccination now. You could get on the pill for 8 months. I got rid of the Hep C, you know. Okay. I went on the Harmony, you know, and got rid of that. You know, HIV and Hep C run together. You know?
Oh, okay.
You can't have HIV and run around and tell somebody you don't have Hep C.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, okay.
You got if you went through an intravenous, then you know Hep C is going to be the first thing.
And what is Hep C though? What does that do to like? What is that like? Something with your lip? Like what is Hep C?
It's a blood disease.
Okay.
Not the same as HIV, but you might well say the same. It attacks the blood and the immune system and the liver. You know, if anybody, you know, you Google up what Hep C. I don't want to misquote anything, but Hep C, they got a cure now. You know, you heard about the different pills they've been having to treat Hep C, and Hep C, your body could cure that up itself.
Yeah,
you know, depending on what type of strain you got. You know, they got different strains, but now that hepatitis, they done been overcome. You know what I'm saying? The stigma of it used to be bad in the 40s and the 50s. Yeah. You know, until people started finding out and becoming educated on hepatitis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not being such a big scare. And they're saying on TV about the baby boomers, you know, that most of the baby boomers don't even realize if they haven't been tested for hepatitis that they probably got hepatitis. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even getting tested for that. You know?
Oh, okay.
But, you know, the stigma of HIV, you know, damaged and mentally took out a lot of people. You know, the fear alone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, made a person just give up, you know?
But ain't stress worse than the actual having HIV?
Oh, man.
Stress is worse.
Stress ain't
you know, stress kill T cells.
Yeah.
Kill your T cell count.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wasn't going to let that get me. You know, a lot of my working out was to kill off the stress. I had to find some outlet.
Yeah, to get that out.
To get that out. And that's what made me started working out and getting into it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you start learning about yourself, you know what I'm saying, and taking the time out to actually learn and look at yourself, you know what I'm saying, was a good growth for me as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, being understandable, you know, it helped me to process that.
So
you know?
so what happens when you do meet a female and y'all put it on the table and y'all both, you know, living that life? Like, is it okay for y'all to
have unprotected sex?
Well, yeah, like, is it safe because she got it, you got it, and we together, we got it?
Okay.
So in the beginning,
okay,
you couldn't you know, two people with the virus, it's not recommended that y'all have unprotected sex because you could mutate a strain. Doesn't necessarily mean I have the same strain as you, but then it could mutate to a worse strain. You understand? So that's never recommended, you know. But because of the advancement in medication, that problem basically has become it's not an issue no more. But in the beginning, that would have been deadly for two people that got the virus to be messing around with each other
on that level,
you know, and make it worse, you know. And you shouldn't want to have unprotected sex with two people living with HIV anyway, because you don't want to mutate a strain and make your situation worse. You know, we damage ourselves by just not being informative. Man, when you told me, Deacon Jones was saying, you know, a lot of information is what people lack, and that's the reason they act the way they act. And with our community not being willing to just understand, you know, a lot of action. The phone is so devastating now that anything you want to know, Google, Siri, or whatever.
Pop on up.
But we won't even do that to be informative about a lot of issues that's affecting our family.
And it's so easy.
I don't think it's one, you know, who can say that HIV hasn't really affected their family in our community? You know, somebody in their family.
But even if you don't know of somebody in your actually family, but you know somebody in the circle. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Just because you ain't my biological family, but I still feel some type of way if you was my boy or you was my girl, anybody. I mean, it's still that same feeling. Like, man,
that's why it's important and good that we actually sitting there having this talk, because even I used to be scared to death to take the test, like horrified, because I was affected by that. People be like, oh, especially if somebody say something like, you know, so and so, they don't even know, they just putting that out there because they look maybe because they lost weight now. They got you feeling like, oh damn, she do look kind of, and now you got this fear.
And don't you hate when people talk and they don't
know
use information? You know, you be trying to say, we'll talk with valid information.
Exactly.
You know, are you talking off of you just speculating,
or you mad?
And a lot of
times it be because, especially I notice, especially if a dude telling me, yo, you know she's sick, right? But then I see you still trying to bag her. But you told me she's sick. Even though you'll be better off just saying, yo, I like her, man. Just don't. I mean, of course, you know, either way, I'm going to say something or however. I might just say, all right, cuz. But for you to put that on somebody, because that's your tactic, you think, oh, if I tell because dudes think like that.
They do.
If I tell everybody, nobody going to mess with her, I could get her. That's a dirty way to think, man. That's a dirty way. Because,
and it's a shame that we do that.
And what happens, you tell me. What happened? I tell Butta. What happened? Butta tell Jerry. Now all of us. Then you tell. Then everybody done told everybody about this girl that's sick, right? Because you started this. Now you putting all that, like you said. Now people looking at her. You put that tag on her, right? You put, or dudes, it'd be vice versa. You put the tag on them. But then it'd be funny, right? Because there's so many dudes that did that. people in general did that. And I see her like, man, I thought she was sick. She had about 5 kids. Yeah. She happy. I always seen her look healthy. I never seen
had that baby. The baby ain't sick.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying though, because that's how
you do. Yeah.
But that's so
you be like,
and that's just wrong that, you know, people, you like you said, put the tag on people instead of us caring about caring. You know what I mean? Caring. And because what if they did have it?
Yeah.
What you think gonna happen if you go and tell, like, that's just like when you told me, and if I would have went around the whole gym, how that would affect him?
Yeah, true.
I probably would have called something, you know what I mean? Even just oh man, hold on, told everybody. Now he in stress mode. Now he can't focus. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. And it happened.
It done happened to you.
It done happened to me where a dude to come up, yo, but
hold up. This we at the end because we doing another part.
I'm trying to think how we gonna do it. It's part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. This part 1 into this, you know, into this subject right here, living with HIV, and so.
So this is the end of this segment. This part 1.
It's part 1, y'all.
So part 2.
You know, it's a part 2
next week,
I'm
gonna say next week. If it don't come next week,
yeah, it's coming though.
It's coming
because it's important, man. It got to be out there.